There we go. Okay. And we're on. There we go. Okay. Love that. Okay, let me just move this over, pull this one around. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and we're back for another TCE Live Supercross watch party. I'm pretty stoked and bummed at the same time. This is my home race. Flight got canceled last minute. Literally went to the airport and got redirected right back because they're trying to get your boy into Boston on Sunday, and that's not happening. So a little bit bummed, but stoked that I get a chance to do another live watch party with you guys. So I'm pretty stoked. Guys, don't forget, we're going to do the live watch parties all the way up until the mains, and then we're going to show this stream, this commentary on the Moto Academy app, the main events only. So guys, if you're not on the Moto Academy app, make sure you download it, sign up, and this month when you guys sign up, you get entered in to win one of AJ's coolest bikes ever, if I do say so myself, Honda CR125, fully custom, fully updated. So anytime you guys sign up, you get automatically entered. So there's tons of cool incentives. Plus, you get a cool promo code from your boy for the Collective Experience from us to you. So shout out to Moto Academy, the whole crew. And we want to get you guys hooked up. We also want to give a huge shout out to our amazing sponsors who make this all possible. The great people at FXR Moto. They keep us kitted and fitted like you wouldn't believe. They help your boy out, even with the thick thighs. They keep me looking fresh, and the gear is absolutely mwah. Shout out to Flow Vision Goggles, EVS, Evans Power Coolant, Overshare Advice and Planning, Speed and Sport Adventures, and of course, Moto Tape. Everyone else, we've got promo codes linked below. And I got to give a new shout out to Phoenix Handlebars, one of our newest sponsors to come on board. We love those guys. We support them. Check out the description below where you guys can use our promo codes to save yourself some cash. The sport is incredible, best sport in the world, but it's expensive. So use those promo codes to make sure that you guys are saving huge and show our sponsors some love. We love them. Those guys are awesome to us. We support everything that they have, their products. We use them, we try them, and we love them. And the customer service across the board is great. The people are great. So shout out to them. Guys, we're in Foxborough. We're in my hometown race. Grew up on the East Coast, obviously New England boy, so I'm pretty stoked on this one. Got a lot of locals that are in attendance. I'm super stoked. A lot of close friends and family in the stands while I'm sitting on my on the couch, so kind of bummed. But still, we got some good racing. 250 heat number 1 is already underway. Hymus out front, which we haven't seen this season. Hymus is a badass by every sense of the word. However, still really new to the team, still really new to the pro scene. We haven't seen him out front yet. This is going to be really, really cool. I think Hymus is a force to be reckoned with. He's on an incredible bike. And we know that bike can win multiple championships, which looks like seemingly easy. But, of course, that was with Jet. Chance is a phenomenal rider. So I'm excited to see what happens. Of course, he's got Hammaker and Deegan behind him. Deegan is looking really fast. Of course, what can you say about Deegan that has already been said? The dude is fire on a bike and phenomenal. Speaking of fire on the bike, look where
what's up, man? I had some technical difficulties. I brought my MacBook.
What
back
happened?
To life. I brought my MacBook back to life. Like it hasn't seen It hasn't seen anything past like 2018 because the battery, on MacBooks, you can only charge them like a certain number of cycles. So it just shut out on me like 2017, 2018. So I never used it. Now I want to use it again. So I was trying to use it, but Chrome needed to be updated. It wouldn't work. So I just put my iPad on. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like that. It happens, bro.
Yeah,
guys and girls, if you haven't seen this dude that's below me, met James a little while ago, a couple years ago. We've been tight ever since. This dude is probably one of the biggest moto fans that I know, and that's including myself. James is trying to he's on the path to Loretta's. We're gonna get him there one of these days. Relatively new to riding, but the dude's style is solid for what he's working with, and I'm proud of him. James, welcome. Stoked to have you back on here. We had you on here earlier in the season, so I'm stoked to get you on.
Yes, sir.
We had a couple people that were supposed to be lined up for emergencies, but all of them are at the race, so which I should be at, but it's all good. And guys, welcome. If you haven't been to one of these before, it's our TCE Supercross live watch party where we commentate, We bench race with you guys. We talk in the chat. We do giveaways. And again, don't forget, guys, we're going to bring this show into the Moto Academy app, just the mains. Make sure you guys sign up. And of course, you get entered in to win a really cool one-of-a-kind Honda CR125. Speaking of 125s, James, I need to get that YZ off your hands. So let me know. We'll talk numbers.
Man, I still, like I said last time, I still have parts for that thing that I didn't use yet. Like, there's a top end kit. There's a bunch of
that
stuff
going, because you're gonna get canceled pretty soon if you have a YZ just sitting around in parts.
Just sitting,
right?
Yeah.
So, shout out to you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate all of you guys with the support over the last couple of seasons. Shout out to the one and only, the king, my pride and joy, Billy Freeman in the chat, guys. If you have not checked out the Surge Unlimited docu-series that walks you through J-Day for the whole entire series, episode 1 just dropped. It's an absolute banger, and Billy is a one-man band. So check that out. Go support this dude. Shout out to Mike McSwain. Hope you and Andrew doing good. Shout out to Leatherman. Still bummed I didn't see you in Texas, but we'll see you soon at a race. Make sure you get there, guys. Be sure to talk to us in the chat. We're going to be talking all the way up into the mains, and we're switching over to the Moto Academy app. Guys, don't forget, down below, you will see all of our amazing sponsors and their promo codes. We got a new sponsor on board, Phoenix Handlebars. Jason and the crew are phenomenal. Love those guys. They make a stellar product. TCE 2024 is your promo code to save huge when it comes to handlebars. So make sure you type that in when you're in checkout. We got a good race, James. We got Foxborough, my home race. I'm a little gutted because I'm not there. A little butthurt.
What happened, man? Like,
it's like, I hate to talk over the race, but I went to the airport and they kept delaying my flight over and over and over. And then it got to the point where I was supposed to fly from Austin to Charlotte. Ooh, Deegan got stopped. What happened to Deegan? Went down. Yeah. I hope he's still in transfer contention, but we got Mr. Hymas out front looking like he's making it an easy scoot away from the boys, even the PC guys behind him. Oh, look at this. They're showing it right now. It looks like Deegan washed a little bit. Didn't go down, but stalled him out a little bit. Now, James, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt, but this track, it's going to be very Southwicky, and not Southwicky in the way that I'm guessing people are thinking where it's sandy. It's fairly decent when it comes to traction on top, but it's going to get super hard packed underneath like it always has. Okay. And you'll find some sections just like this after that roller where it's slippery. There's good traction in that dirt, but if you get that dirt skated away a little bit, there's a slippery hardness, a hard base underneath.
Yeah. Okay.
So just keep an eye on that. But yeah, I went to the airport and I had a connector going from Austin to Charlotte to Connecticut to see the family, and then driving to Boston, like an hour drive.
It's always a plan, right?
That's always the plan, right? I want to see my people, right? And then all the friends and family, all that stuff. And it got to the point where my flight got so delayed that my connector from Charlotte to Connecticut was taking off before I even got to Charlotte. So I was like, hey guys, what can you do for me? They're like, yeah, sorry. We're actually going to have to that flight's going to get pushed back until 9 o'clock now. So you're not getting into Charlotte until I don't know, 2 a.m. You're going to stay there for 2 days. And then we're going to get you into Connecticut on Sunday evening. I was like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. So I got a refund. And I think they ended up canceling the flight anyway. So a little bit bummed, but we're going to make it work. I'm still stoked to be doing this thing. So
let me grab
it is what it is.
Quick.
No, you're good. You're good. Shout out to the chat, guys. Don't forget, send us your questions. We want to banter with you guys. Shout out to Bobby. Appreciate you guys. And see, we got props from Freezy, Billy Freeman himself, always making it work. Pump for you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Billy. We're trying to make it work, buddy. So just trying to make it in there. Leatherman, same dude. I feel you. I'm a little bummed I didn't make it in there, but I'm super stoked we get a chance to do this regardless. You know, I'm pumped. I won't be in Nashville next weekend as of yet, maybe, but I will be in Philly. I will be in Denver. So if you guys are ever going to be at those races, let me know. I want to meet up with you guys and do some cool giveaways and stuff. Bobby, I will see you in Southwick because you don't ever want to travel to come hang out with us. So I know I'm going to see you in Southwick, dude. But stoked to be on here. I will say, Leatherman, I agree with you. The new Ducati looks pretty solid. The one thing that made me a little skeptical was the front end on the Ducati looked really beefy. It almost looked like a supermoto or like an enduro or like a Dakar rally bike a little bit. But which to me, heavy front end, not the best thing. Makes you feel a little bit planted, but when you're trying to maneuver, a little bit scary. However, it looks like it's flickable, so we'll say that. Shout out to JS_151. What's going on, family? Hope you're doing good. And again, make sure that you don't steal your daughter's goodie bag. I know I saw you eyeing the t-shirts. Make sure you don't steal that thing. So yeah, I'm stoked to see so many Moto Academy people in the chat. Appreciate you guys. We're gonna be bringing this over to the Moto Academy app for the mains. Guys, let me know what you think about this Foxborough track. It's a scotch bit tight when compared to other stadiums, but I want to hear what you guys think about the racing, what we're going to see tonight, what we think is going to happen with the points chase. Is Jet going to be able to get back up to the however many 16, 20 point lead that he had, something like that? Or are guys going to see blood in the water now? Are they going to start sneaking in and start racing them a little bit harder? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. And yeah, we'll see what happens. James, last weekend was crazy. Not last week. Was it last weekend? Where were we last weekend? Was it St. Louis? Sorry. Yep, it was St. Louis. We saw a crazy battle in 250, crazy battle in the 450s. Tomac obviously got that win. But we got some controversy with Barsha and Jet, with him running in on him. A little bit on the scarier side. I know you saw it. What were your thoughts on that? Because I don't think I texted you after that. Like, what did you think about that whole T-bone? Did it get you a little bit nervous, a little bit scared? Because I know I was watching from the rig, and I was like, we saw that happen, and I was freaking out. I was panicking.
Right. So here's what I was thinking. I'm not in that predicament, so I can only judge so far. Mm-hmm. But when I saw it on TV, I was like, that was a hard cut down for literally to have like 17 plus guys right up your rear end. Like, that was a super hard cut down. So the fact that he cut down that hard on like corner 3 or whatever it was, I was like, there wasn't much to gain there. So I guess, but at the same time, Barsha did come in pretty hard for it being that lap. So I felt like both could have toned it down a little bit, but what do I know? I don't have a pro contract, but it was just an accident. I think at the end of the day, like, they just met at the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess.
Yeah, no, I hear that. It was a hard cut down. Initially, when I saw that, I didn't really see Barsha's body positioning, so it looked like a blatant takeout.
Didn't either. Yeah, it looked like it was for him, but he checked up. Facts. It's just he was already forward. Yeah,
facts. And then I saw them. Actually, Mike got a picture because he was in the pits. I think Mike was watching it with the PRMX team, him and Andrew, that were there with us as interns for our program, he got a picture of Barsha inside of Jet's rig after the race, kind of talking it over, and that's when I saw all those pictures. I'm like, oh, okay, it was a racing incident. Went back and saw the video, and okay, I did see his body language. I did see him try to check up and all that. So that was pretty. They
talked on the track right after the main. There was a picture floating around about it.
Yep. Saw that, so that was pretty cool. Also on the screen, we got Casey Cochran, who's out there making his Supercross debut. We saw him last year in outdoors.
Yeah,
shout out to him and his family. His mom runs. She's part of the AMA and helps dish out some of the passes that we use every weekend. So really nice family. I hope he has some success in here, man. They're really great people. So it's cool to see new people, make this foray into Supercross. So we got some young guns, bringing some heat. And one thing, James. You and me wish we had pro license. We wish we were at this level, right?
Man, but there's so much.
What do you think? I have dirt bike kids in my neighborhood. We've got like a gated community, but everybody, since the community is so big, they all have pit bikes.
Yeah.
There's a group of pit bike kids that just rip down my road, like all day, just trying to get me to come out and like wheelie or something, dude. Like all these kids, like they make their own dirt jumps, and like there's like a private school. They go behind the private school and make dirt jumps and stuff. It's crazy.
Just do stuff.
But what would the nerves feel like in your mind if you were out there trying to make a run at it? Like what would be going through your mind right now?
That's the thing. So like for me, I did football, basketball growing up until I was like, all right, I'm done, right? So that intensity that you have when you're doing that, it's like, all right, we're doing it. Like, did I do it competitively a little bit? Yeah, it was cool. But with this, there's so much more that goes to it because you don't have like 100 people watching you or 200. You have thousands. And then you got to go out and just like perform. So I think the nerves would be high. Maybe like, you got to perform, not just show up.
You got to perform. Yeah, you got to perform.
Right. So I
That
think
would
the
make
nerves
me.
would be high, but we earned it. So
Yeah.
it's like you built for it at the same time, you know?
Yeah, I hear that. Going to the chat, honestly, they're asking what we think, how Casey Cochran's going to do. I think Casey's going to do pretty solid. I think it's going to take him some time to get used to the big boys in Supercross, though. I think he might have a
Yeah.
bit more of a flowy, easy transition for outdoors. But
Right.
I definitely think it's going to take him some time. He's on the smaller side, and as we all know, Supercross ain't no joke. It takes a really solid person to
So
come out swinging.
so let me throw a question out there. Do you think,
Mhm,
like, yeah, the money is there. You've worked your whole life as a professional or whatever, you know,
mhm.
85 super mini all the way up. Do you think that you should be 18 or at least have a year and a half outside of this Supercross Futures before you actually hit Supercross? Because let's face it, when Supercross Futures wasn't around, like a lot of kids were just the 16 age was just like smacking in the triples and just it wasn't safe. So like, how do you think we should handle that as a sport? Because it's like
Oh,
jump in
that
Supercross
one's
at
tough.
16.
That
You
one's
know?
tough. So like on one hand, I could see like that extra year being okay, right? Like really helping
Yeah.
them mature a little bit, hone their craft.
Right.
Waiting until you're 18, maybe you do a couple more like times of Loretta's, train with the teams more, and come out and be a little bit more competitive and safer.
Right.
However, when I was 16, and
Same thing.
if Billy Freeman's in the chat, he knows we were broke, dude. I was hungry, so I would want to be able to go pro as soon as I could to get those checks, so I
True.
can stop
Yeah.
eating ramen and not keep eating like $3 Chinese buffets after class and stuff. Like, so,
Yeah, I
so
feel that. And I
on
mean,
that
I
hand,
get
like I
it.
get
I
it.
get it.
Yeah. And then if you
I
look
get
at
it.
it,
It's just
there
the
are some
intensity.
anomalies. There's Stu who got second in his first Supercross. There's AC that won his
Yeah.
first Supercross. We've got
Right.
Deegan who came out swinging. Jet had a
Right.
pretty solid run. Yeah, he got hurt, down the road or whatever. But I don't think it was because he was a young guy. I think he was just charging.
True. But I'm saying the
Yeah.
masses though, typically you don't
yeah,
have like everybody coming out of a cohort that was at Loretta's last year.
yeah.
Just like, yeah.
I think age might not be the best measure. I think it might be like,
Okay.
hey, you need to go through for so many AM nationals to be able to qualify for like futures, and
Right.
then once you do that, have like so many like cosigns for something. I don't know. There has to be a way that it's not age attributed. But
Age. Yeah,
let me
true.
know what you guys think in the what you guys think in the chat. That'd be kind of cool to see what you guys' thoughts are on all of this. Bobby's asking how we think Cody Shock will do with the shoulder. That's a tough one. I think
Yeah.
Cody is a badass. I agree with Leatherman in there. He's solid. I think it's gonna take him. He's probably gonna be just a little bit easier on it. He's not Cody Shock ain't slow. That dude is fast. He's awesome. I think he might take it just a little bit easy. May not take as many chances, but that's all I can say. He's still gonna be out there ripping and still going fast. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be solid. Let's see, we're on moto number 2 right now, 250 for heats. Anstey's out front, which kind of breaks my heart. The whole Anstey debacle where he had that DNF.
Yeah. Oh
DNF
man, that
rather.
was
I was so gutted, dude. That guy is
everybody was
so
fired up for him
fast.
to do something. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
so
sorry, not to cut
fast,
you
and I
off.
was amped to see that team, another team doing like that wasn't a factory team doing solid, man. That was awesome. So that was super cool. Shock in second. We got Bennick. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you see what the owner put out after that DNF? Like he was
Yeah, the
passionate.
video.
Yeah, he was super passionate about it.
Man.
He was like, we literally we folded a lot into this.
Yeah, James, I would have been crying. I would have been out there like, oh my God, guys. I would have been crying on driver Jamie's shoulder. I'd be hitting up the Moto Academy app, like, guys, make me feel better. I'd be at Billy's house on his floor.
Yeah,
I would be so devastated, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I would be inconsolable.
I get it.
Absolutely
You race
inconsolable.
you get your result, but then you just can't race like
I know, man.
Club has had a couple of those with Phil as well. Speaking of Shock.
Correct. Yeah. No, definitely. One thing I'll say, there's a couple guys in the top 10 that I kind of want to highlight. Vial and Bennick. Also shout out to Casey Cochran up there in top 5. That's no slouch. That's really cool. I'd love to see him kind of make me eat my words with him taking it a little easy and not hopping in as fast, but That's cool. I love to be proven wrong if it's in a positive way. So that's cool,
Right.
man.
Absolutely.
But Benik and Vial's had a really stellar year, right? Obviously, the guy's been really, really good this year. I did not foresee that. Also, Benik, I knew the kid was fast, but I did not think that he would be this competitive this early. It's obviously Beacon's an anomaly. He's like in championship contention for like from the first race or whatever you want to say, first couple races rather. But I didn't think Benik would be this quick, this fast. So it's really cool to see that.
I
want to
like
give these young guys the props,
I like the way his career like expanded. Like he got on a 250 way before most people, and he just was there. Whether he was winning or not, it didn't matter. But now he's able to actually develop because it's not like he's like 25, 26, 27. Like Benik is super young. So now you don't see him crashing a lot. You don't see him doing what most on a 250 would at this age. So it seems like polished more so than just hit it and go,
Yes, 100%. Also, we got a New England boy. Oh, well, we'll claim him in New England. He's really, I think it's Jersey area. But Brighton Carroll, dude, that guy's top 10 right now in Supercross. That is phenomenal. 3-digit out there, top 10 Supercross in a direct transfer spot. That's pretty badass. We also got, I think Gage Linville is in there too. If you guys remember Gage Linville, that dude was an absolute beast in amateurs. So super cool to see him doing good as well,
Right. I remember when WW had their few motos. I'm seeing him on the pro ranks. He was doing like it was an amateur racing. I think it was one of those I've seen during that time when they were in it. Man, he was a beast. Linville was pretty good.
Jeez. God, yeah, that's insane. Well, Bobby's transitioning over a little bit. Bobby's asking in the chat, right? When do we think Triumph will get a podium? He said he feels like it's outdoors. And I'm inclined to agree with Bobby because not that I don't have faith in Swole. I think Swole's a great rider. We love some Jalek Swole. That guy on Huskies was absolute fire in Loretta's.
Right.
But I don't know what it is about Jalek's starts that are kind of holding him back a little bit. He's got the power, he's got the great bike, he's got the talent. I think he can win a Supercross, if I'm being honest with you. But I don't think we'll see like that comfortability and flow until we go outdoors. So I could see merit behind that one, Bobby. Like I think you agree too, James.
Yeah. I think I think also like that's just like when the new Husky came out for 450s. Like they were testing that so much. The Triumph literally like just dropped. I think there aren't even part numbers yet for it in some instances. So like a lot of the stuff that pros get is super like locked down. I'm pretty sure with that bike. So setup is one thing I think might play a factor with that.
No, for sure. I definitely think so too. I think Leatherman's also said in the chat that he thinks you should be at least 16 to be able to race a 450. I would even say like when it comes to 450s, I think that's when you can start implementing an age deal. Because if you have grown men like Tomac that have like a wife and kids, multi-million-dollar contracts, and you have some like 16-year-old snot-nosed kid trying to take your front wheel out, I'd be like, bro, like be smart. I'm trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think there. Yeah, that could be like an 18 or 19 plus sort of deal. So that might be able to be where we kind of cascade that in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know.
Speaking of 450 days, what's next, man? What's next bike wise? Like what are you?
The Moto Academy's heard me say this plenty of times. I like the KTM 350. In fact, Manny is out riding right now. 3P on his brand new 350. That bike looks outrageously good. I want that bike so bad.
Yeah.
However, your boy doesn't have 13K to drop on a new bike.
The Austrian bikes are up there, man. It's ridiculous. It's like what? Like
they're expensive
for a 250, for a 350,
and the 350,
17 grand almost.
Yeah, the 350 I feel like would be a perfect bike. It's like you have the you have like the lightness of the chassis that's kind of comparable to a 250. You have the power that you need to actually be able to jump things and get out of your own way, and you know what I mean. I feel like that's a perfect bike. However, like you said, dropping all that money on a brand new bike, because then think about it. Once you get a bike, you got to do radiator braces, then graphics, then your bars, then
over again,
then you got to do suspension, and that it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
it never ends. So yeah,
it doesn't stop. Yeah. Once you buy air filters,
it's not just the bike. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah,
it's right now, I think I'm gonna have. And I honestly, I haven't ridden. I'm really like not happy with myself. I haven't ridden in a minute. So
Yeah. Okay.
I need to get up there and put some laps on that 450, get back into fighting weight, and then
Yeah.
start talking about that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah.
But what's the move for you? Because you're on the Honda 250. You've got the
Yeah. The
22,
2020. Yeah. The
2020.
2020. Yeah. So
What do you
right
think is the
before
move
they
after
went.
that?
Honestly, I was looking at Austrian too. Me
Yep.
and you talk all the time. I was looking at Husky or KTM. I hadn't made my mind up yet. I know I saw some information about the 25 Honda supposedly getting a change, but I don't know how in detail. I haven't looked it up as much. But yeah, I think I'd like to go to Austrian and try it out. But the cost, whatever, because I reached out to Lucas and asked him, and he was just like, everybody up there just loves KTM, and that's what I always see. So I was just like, all right, let me try it out. So I'm thinking about getting one of those. I don't know if the Triumphs
Would you
will
go
be
250 or
available.
350?
Nah, 250. I'm still, I still like the 250 style. I think 350 once I like
Mm.
really, really get to like, all right, I can see where I can use the power, but 250 I'm fine with for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the 250 is a solid weapon. I'm just a little too heavy for it, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna go 350.
I'm
I
not
will
that heavy.
say,
Yeah.
my first time racing a 450, I was scared out of my mind. I was horrified. That
Yeah.
like I hopped on it and I was like, I'm gonna get myself like sent to the hospital. This is
Hurt.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
Wait, just
it
the
was
intensity
in
of just shifting on a racing format on the
yeah, I didn't
450, or
have to
what was it?
shift. I didn't have to shift. So I was number one, I was shifting way too much.
Yeah.
The weight was wild. And then like on 250s, I would come into a corner once the minute the front end hit the inside the corner, rail the outside or whatever, rail, you can kind of dip them in like that. I did that in a
Right.
450 and immediately like wick the throttle in and you are wheeling out and your chassis is getting
Oh
upset and you have
man.
to really race it differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm used to it. Now I'm like, yeah, let's go. This thing is
Right.
whatever. But
Right.
the weight is definitely what
It's totally different. Yeah.
what gets me.
I'm expecting the Tomac. Yeah, I was about to say. I'm definitely expecting the Tomac to do that. I looked at the Heat lineup and was like, yeah.
Yeah, yep. So Bobby's asking what we think about the track builds lately. And Bobby, honestly, in my mind, I kind of agree that they're making them pretty easy. A little bit too easy. And if you ask a lot of even the privateer guys are saying that they want, like, go talk to Josh Greco, for example. He wants more whoops. He wants bigger jumps, not necessarily like, steeper takeoffs or landings, but he wants some more like bigger jumps, more technical whoops,
Yeah.
maybe less 90s and stuff like that for corners. Not make them as easy, but yeah. Even Mike is in the chat saying, yeah, all the top guys want the tracks to be tougher too. I think it becomes a separator, number one, but also if you slow the guys down, if you make the tracks a little bit harder, they're not going as fast. And
Right.
AJ agrees with this as well. You might see a little bit less of like injury prone opportunities in there. If these guys are going fourth gear wide, 3-3-4-2, like that's and it gets right. That's kind of gnarly,
Yeah.
that's
Boy,
some
it
high speed
rains.
right there. Yes, exactly. That's
Well,
tough. So I think making them a little bit tougher would be better, in my opinion.
yeah, I remember one year, like I can't remember exactly what year, but there was a year where like all the tracks, people were just every single race, somebody, whether big name, small name, middle, like they were just
Yeah.
getting hurt. That same year where Atlanta had the ridiculous triple quad mega, whatever it was, I think it was that same year. So I think when people started to
Ah,
complain about stuff like that, then they were like, all right, okay, this
you
is a
mean
video
the
game.
outdoor track?
Yeah, the outdoor, yeah. So like that
That
thing was
was that was cool.
so they had it.
That
Look,
was
they took it
cool.
down. They did knock it down a little bit, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like, I
they
think,
mellowed it out.
yeah, but I think now it's like, well, how far do we go as far as sketchiness versus raceability? Because some seasons we
Yeah.
get lines that aren't passable on tracks, and then people are just banging bars left and right on other seasons. So I guess I like
Yeah.
this season though. I think it's been fair. The weather hasn't been fair for all the tracks, to given their layout,
Mm.
but it's definitely been a good, I think, layout base for the whole season so far.
Yeah, no, for sure. So far, I think this year is better than other years that we've had.
Yeah.
One track that I think they usually like. I think they've got a bigger footprint to mess with, but Glendale is always a track that I'm like, that's a badass track.
Yeah.
Every year,
Right.
I really like what they do with that. If you've never been, that stadium is humongous.
Right.
The
Right.
footprint is huge. I love that stadium because they get really creative. that's one place that I really enjoy going to and seeing. But yeah, for the most part, these tracks are pretty subdued in my mind.
Yeah,
Mike's saying
definitely.
AJ wants all whoops and dragons back. I'm glad you have more faith in him than I do, Mike. I'll just shout out to Jer. What's going on, brother? Good to see you in the chat room, man. I appreciate all of you guys joining us. And don't forget, if you want to join us for a race in the future, the rest of this season or outdoors, head to thecollectivexp.com where you guys can be our interns, our fan experience goers, and join the TCE family. We can get you behind the scenes like never before, working and being the VIP of various teams like the PRMX team, Team Creo, Kevin Moran's team, and the list goes on and on and on. We've worked with Club MX in the past. We've worked with all the big name guys, and we can hook you up with an amazing VIP experience, make you feel like you're part of the family, or an internship program where you're getting hands-on, and we help you make your soiree into the industry at amazing gigs. Talk to some of our buddies like Cole Beach, who works for James Stewart now. Some of our other buddies that are pro mechanics for various teams or working for great companies like FXR, Flow Vision Goggles, and the rest. There's so many great opportunities out there that we can help you get. TheCollectiveXP.com, at The Collective Instagram, and make sure that you guys use the promo code The Moto Academy to save big. We can get you behind the scenes like never before and hook you up with an experience that will last a lifetime when it comes to connections and just great memories. Make it happen, thecollectivexp.com.
You see that pass by Barsha? Oh,
I've got like 4 screens. Let's see. Oh, okay. I'm a little bit behind you. That was wild.
Yeah, that was Justin Cooper. Barsha made a really good pass, and then I just heard. Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that was bad. Straight flat, literally.
Oh, I thought that was Tomac for a second.
Yeah, I did too until I saw the gear difference.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking
crazy.
of incidents like that, did you see what happened to AP? I know he was out for the night. I didn't catch all of practice. Yeah.
So I watched like a couple laps of like the first session, but that was it. I don't know what happened.
Same. I was busy.
I must have missed it. Yeah, and I'm bummed because AP was ripping this year. I hate to see anybody sit out. And hopefully he comes back swinging and can still give us a good some good action on the track. Shout out to Jerry Robin, one of our homies that's in the top 9, man. That guy is absolutely killing it right now. We got Master Pool that's just sitting outside as well, so that'll be a cool little jaunt to see if he can get up there. But what's going on with your boy Malcolm Stewart, James? What's happening to Malcolm?
I feel like it's the starts. I feel like once he gets to start, it's just he's locked into that like 5th to 9th, like he's just there, and it's just like he staggers. I don't know if he I don't know if it's like it gets closed off or what's happening, but I feel like it's the starts. Like, because we've seen him latch on in practice and be fine, but then it's like when the heat race and everything else drops, or just when the main, brother, he's had good heats. It's just like a wall, maybe.
Crazy.
You know? Yeah.
Guys, in the chat, let me know what you think about Malcolm Stewart like this year. Obviously, we are all Malcolm Stewart fans. The dude's super great, but what do you think is his Achilles heel this year? Like, what is the reason why this guy is not podiuming, not top 5 for most of the time? Like, let me know what you guys think in the chat is going on. Meanwhile, Tomac is putting on a riding clinic. That rhythm section where he's like stepping on and then like 3 off and stuff, that he is absolutely killing it.
Combinations he puts in.
It's crazy. And it's also weird to me that people keep calling him the old guy when he's doing stuff like this.
Yeah, like what?
Why are you calling him the old? This guy is still crushing it. Dude won last weekend. They got to change that too. And you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. But the internet loves negativity with anything. So
I know, but the dude is just like undeniably fast.
Yeah, ridiculously
putting
fast.
Together these combos, man. It's wild. And he looks super fluid. I think he likes Gillette. I don't know if it's the dirt, the atmosphere here, but he always has a good run. I don't think he's had a bad race in Gillette. And correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I don't think this guy's had a bad race to date. So it's super cool. One thing I want to talk about, James, is we got news that this is going to be AC's last season.
Another Florida boy.
He's retiring after SX. What do you think about that, man? Because I saw that and I was like, oh no, man! Like, that's my homie right there, dude. Like, I love AC, dude. Always always happy to see you when he's at the races, man. Like, I really love running into him. The dude's awesome. One of the only dudes that follow me back, so I appreciate him and stuff. It's super cool. But like, man, it was wild.
Right.
What are your thoughts behind that?
I think for one, we got to give a lot of these guys a lot more respect than most people do online, for sure, because the intensity it takes to get hurt, even though you're like in your prime, you're in 450s, and then get back up and show up as much as you possibly can, like continuously, like that takes a lot. Number one, so shout out to him for that. Number two, I'm stunned too that he's leaving. It's like, man, like, so how many more people from that cohort, when they were all on 85s banging bars, are gonna like start kind of falling off in the next couple of years, man? Like, and then who fills their spots, right? Like, what happens? Because the web AC thing in amateurs was just like when they were going all the time. Yeah, so it's like, man, like what happens, you know?
Oh man, it's wild, man. I'm hoping, like Jared says in the chat, hoping AC does some commentary or does something else. He's really articulate. He knows the sport. He's a fan of the sport still. So yeah, it'd be cool to see what he does. Yeah, and I agree, Jared. Again, 96 was solid. Love seeing Hunter up there. He looks like he's kind of getting his form back, you know, taking his time, but he's getting there. And as far as track prep goes, like, I think they do a phenomenal job. They were slacking in years past, but something happened where riders started being more vocal, and now they're actually putting together some really solid preps. To listen to the riders when they say, "Hey, knock this down a little bit or bring this up for safety." They're pretty cool with it, so I definitely like that. So it's super cool. In the chat, Leatherman saying, I think everyone else has stepped the pace up while Malcolm has been hurt and lost a little confidence when he came back. I feel he will be back up there next season. Mike McSwain is saying Malcolm seems to crash places where most trust the bike. Cross ruts and broke down whoop sections. That could be it too.
And the mutters, he had bad training events at the mutters this year too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't, and the bike seems like it's solid. I don't think the bike changed that much.
Yeah,
from years past, Bobby. To be honest with you, but I don't know. I'm not. He could have tweaks. Plus, I mean, they always update subframe for these guys. Like they never have like the same stock subframe or something. So I'm sure he can tweak a little bit here and there the way he wants to. But yeah, it's just weird not seeing him up there. You know, especially when you hear in off season how fast this guy is going.
Yeah, for the team to be like
14th, 10. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I really do hope
I think it's the starts.
Starts are hurting him. Racecraft a little bit because we kind of see him sort of drop anchor sometimes too, and it's not like Malcolm. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's like nursing something that's prolonging or not talking about an injury that's still lingering or something like that.
Right.
But
it's like a hold, like you said, a wall just stops.
Could be a host of things. So
Masterful with a good 10th there.
With Tomac winning this 450 heat, do you think Tomac is going to win tonight, given what you've seen so far? Or do you think this is a race where, since the points chase is pretty tight, we're going to see guys start to be like, oh, I'm still in this. Jet got that, that points gap knocked down. I'm not that far out anymore. Do you think we'll start seeing guys like a Barsha or someone else start sneaking in there and trying to put their wheel in?
I'm thinking tonight we're going to see some good racing. This track is looking like it's hooking up really well. Like there's ruts, but not too much. So I think race style, it's going to be a battle, I think, tonight. Like maybe not just bar banging, but I think some real close racing considering how it's been. That heat wasn't that stacked. The next one I think is, so we'll really get to see how it shapes up though.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I kind of agree with Leatherman, like Webb or Jet. I don't think that Tomac's gonna make it easy though.
Yeah.
I'll take that back. I'm putting it out there, and I know I'm gonna get it wrong because I always do. So apologies to Leatherman and Mike and those guys. But I'm on the Tomac bandwagon tonight. I do think they're gonna make it hard for him though. I think this will probably
100%.
be like not like a runaway. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Metamoto. What's going on? Bobby Morantz was on a Honda for, I think it was SMX, but he's back on KTMs now. So when you see him out there, he's on a KTM. It'd be cool to see him on a YZ or a Cowie or something, mixing it up. But no, he's back on KTM. So we'll see how that goes. Guys, don't forget, We're going to go all the way up into the LCQs, and then we are going to switch over to the Moto Academy app for the mains like we did last time. So if you're not in the Moto Academy app, make sure you guys download and check it out. Right now, if you're signed up in the app, you get automatically entered to win a pretty badass custom built for AJ Cat himself, CR125, handmade in Italy. You guys get some really cool perks for signing up, as well as cool promo codes for the collective experience if you guys want to come behind the scenes with us, and you get to join a pretty cool moto community. So obviously, I'm a little biased because I'm in there all the time, but I think Moto Academy family is unlike any other, and we got a lot of people in the chat here from that. So guys, check it out, and we'll be doing the mains over on that one. So James, when it comes to LCQs, we talk about this every single weekend. I don't think I asked you this last time, but if you had to pick between 250 LCQ and a 450 LCQ, which one you picking?
I'm going 450. 250, there's just too many people that are trying to make it in the same. Oops, my iPad fell. Sorry. There's too many people in this with the same mindset in 250. They're just like, I gotta bar bang this. 450, I feel like it happens, but at the same time, it just like it's like a spur of a moment. Two guys going at it in 450. 250 is just like all out. Like you're just going to get cut off and you can't do anything about it.
Yep.
So I would do 450s all day.
Same. Guys, let me know in the chat which one you would do. I'm going 450. 250 scares the crap out of me. So we got the gate drop for heat number 2 in the 450 class, and it looks like maybe the number 2 out front. I think it's Webb, who's looking racy. Like I said, guys, I think this guy's going to get it. We got JA out there as well. Shout out to Jason Anderson. This guy has kind of stayed pretty solid throughout the season. I know he's kind of got some flack here and there for going up and down the finishing list, depending on what you want to hear or believe. But so stoked that he's still solid, and he's got some family ties out in New England. His girl lives out, or she's from out by us, so super cool to see him. I think they caught him at like some random Cowie dealership or something like in like November. Me and AJ we were just talking, and I'm like, hey, I think JA is at like blah 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 Kawasaki shop. And I'm like, why? That's not even the best one, He's like, I don't know. His girl is out here. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
that was pretty hilarious. But listen, we have a little bit of a duel with Jet Lawrence and Webb. One thing that I like about this, I'm really surprised, but Webb has raced Jet pretty normal, straight up. Whereas I feel like he kind of cat and mouse with Roxon the last couple of seasons when they were battling real heavy. It was kind of cat and mouse. This one, Webb looks like he's racing them like normal. Like there's no cat and mouse. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna pass you here. We're gonna block pad, blah blah. But it's not like that, like break checky or anything like that. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I noticed. And when it comes to Webb, you can tell that Jet, when he's trying to sneak up behind him or something, he's more respectful than other people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like he'll sneak up on the inside of you for anybody else, but with Webb, he kind of a little bit smoother, a little bit more cautious. I wonder what that's about.
I think it might just be respect, because he knows, like, all right, I've never had a problem with this guy. Like, maybe I'll just respect it. And he's racing. And I guess in the events where Webb has passed Jet, he's done it respectfully. So it's not giving Jet a reason to just go off and, give him the old right leg.
No, for sure. Again, I definitely see that. Shout out to Cade Clayson in 6th, Simonson in 7th. So it's cool to see our boys up there. Starling in 10th. I'm liking this. This is awesome to see some of the boys up there. We got Greco out there too in the 450. I don't know why he's doing. Doing 450. He told me he wouldn't do it, but of course he is. So super cool. But like all these guys are solid. And shout out to Juan Cross, the Spanish champion. He's getting back on the bike as of late and trying to get back from injury. So it's really cool to see Juan Cross up there as well. I'm liking this one. I'm liking Webb's looking like he's feeling the track. He's liking the bike. Things are pretty flowy. If you had to put your money on a just 1v1 Jet versus Tomac on this track, what are you thinking, James?
I'm giving it to Tomac. I'm sorry. So I'm not bagging on Jet. He looks fast here, but Tomac just looked way I don't know how to describe it. In that first heat, Tomac just looked better overall across the track compared to what I see now. But Tomac didn't have a battle Jet is battling right now. That might be the difference.
Fact. Yeah, I will say that. If there's one thing that you would change about Tomac's riding style and about Webb's, what would it be?
Yeah.
If you had to pick one thing,
if I had to pick one thing,
it
Tomac,
could either be like elevating or
yeah,
you know, like how I wish they were better at starts, whatever, or it could be body positioning, whatever you think it is.
yeah. I feel like Webb has a great start now, but I feel like he comes from the like middle of the top of the pack, if that makes sense, and then it moves forward. I never see Webb just go straight flat out. So if I can see that from Webb, that'd be pretty cool. Tomac, I feel like he's sneaky, so it's hard to tell what he's going to do at the same time. Like it's it's hard to figure out what he's going to do. So I would say maybe him showing that off a little bit early so that he can kind of give that intensity to people. Because when Tomac's coming up behind you, like most people don't freeze, but I would if I could hear Tomac, but you never know what's happening until it happens, right? Especially with him, if that makes sense.
Definitely, yeah. I would say one thing for Webb would be just a consistent, like the Roxon pace, I'll call it, where he's out of the gate and he will sprint. You don't really see that from Webb. It'd be cool if he implemented that in his racecraft. And for Tomac, I would say just consistent, like top 2 starts.
Yeah,
that make all.
I guess I can agree with that. Yeah, the starts. Yeah,
in my opinion, I don't know. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Let me know. But
his starts in Cali weren't necessarily the most like outstanding either. When you compare, he won a lot, but it wasn't like just straight up. I got the whole shot every race, so I could agree with that more. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Shout out to the CEO in the chat. What's going on, brother? Meta saying, do you see how hard it looks like Webb is racing and how relaxed Jet looks? Very, very noticeable. You can tell in their body positioning. I think that comes down to comfort as well as like the technique that Jet uses. He's just so technically sound. You know what I mean? Like he's where he's supposed to be every single time. And like he's not really fighting the bike or moving around a lot. He doesn't have to really correct the bike, whereas Jet has to. And that could be the difference right there. But holy crap, they are battling. And one thing before I'm gonna forget this if I don't say it, James. Ooh, nice little block pass on him. I love that kit that Jet has on right now.
Oh yeah, it is pretty lit. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm an FXR guy. You know, I stay kitted with FXR. Right. But that pink setup, my homegirl Hunter, Moto Babe on Instagram, she just got this like an early release or whatever, and it looks good. It looks really, really cool. Like that pink and cranberry together. That's a tough look. I definitely dig that. And then look at Jet. Jet's pulling away ever so slightly.
Yeah.
And he's just, even when he makes a little bit of a mistake, like going along in that section, still doesn't look like he made a mistake, you know?
Yeah. It's like he corrected it even though it was messed up. Yeah.
Exactly. And it looks like these guys are finding solid traction too, which is unbelievable. So shout out to them. That's actually making me a little dizzy sometimes. I'm trying to figure out how they do it. Bobby's saying, I noticed something on gate drops. Why are there riders that never try? Like they make the night show and then give up. They don't try to push, just ride it off and call it a day. I think a lot of riders do that because they're just trying to go out there and put it all on the line for the LCQ. They're kind of like, well, I don't really have much of a shot at racing the heat. I'm just going to focus on LCQ. But I would go out there and race as hard as I can every single time because you never know what's going to happen with racing.
Right.
You know, it could be one fluke thing, good start, you're feeling good, and boom, you're in a transfer spot. You didn't even realize it, you know?
Or somebody can have an engine failure or anything.
Or something. Yeah, you never want to give it. But a lot of guys do that. They save their clutch, save their bike, and kind of just ride around a little bit just so they could stay focused on the LCQ and they have the better shot. Right. So I will say that. Let's see. Shout out to Kenneth Wise for joining. Thank you. Currently in Taiwan on vacation. Peacock isn't working. That's a bummer, but we thank you for joining us here. There's some pretty cool racing going on. Really feel for you. I wish I could be at the race right now, but hopefully the commentary is still giving you some cool stuff. We've got Jet Lawrence out front, Webb in second, Sexton in third, Anderson in fourth, Malcolm Stewart in fifth. And Jeremy Hand got that last transfer spot, so it was cool to see that going on. So we got all the guys racked up for a really good main event. LCQ should be some fireworks, obviously,
For
especially
sure.
with things
Yeah.
breaking down. So I'm stoked to see that one go off, and it should be a pretty cool time. I'm hearing that it's getting a little drizzly, possibly out in the parking lot, and getting a little cooler out too. So a lot of these guys may not be as warmed up when we get back for the mains. I want to see how that's going to work out for them. All the guys like me that are warm blooded now that forgot what winter feels like. we're gonna see what happens. So
I don't see any
that'll be
update on Cooper. I was trying to see if he's gonna line up.
Yeah, Bobby's saying you can get a present if someone DNFs and you never know, and I definitely agree with that. I wish I'll take that, Bobby. If I can get into it through LCQ when someone boulder blows up, I'll take that, man. I'll take whatever I can get. Kevin's saying it's Sunday morning there. Thanks for the update. No worries. Just stick with us. We'll keep kind of give you as many updates as you can. Talk to us in the chat. Let us know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about, and we'll make it happen. Wasn't able to do, if you guys are Moto Academy subscribers, wasn't able to do our Moto Academy minute this week. I thought we would do it from the race, kind of give you guys a cool little clip with the stuff behind us, but that's what happened. So I'll do it here. I'll give you guys a little bit of some inside knowledge. Obviously, we're here at Foxborough, but we're hearing that the reason that Barsha made a big deal of going to Jets trailers, they might have similar representation next year. They might have a similar sponsor or similar management. That's what we're hearing through the grapevine. That's some cool little 450 insider scoop for you. Could be that they're going to fall under the same Lucas Myrtle umbrella, or they could be a different outside sponsor that's coming on to support both of them. Maybe some more riders. Not sure yet, but we're hearing some rumblings of that. So
That's
that should
pretty
be pretty cool. Yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
250 news, pretty light. We already told those guys last weekend in the app that we heard that Yamaha is going to be kind of shrinking their squad a little bit in the future. So not sure if that's going to be next year after, but the 15-man team might go down to a 3 or 4 guy team for 250. So we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. We also got some cool news that Blake Baggett got his butt back on a bike. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but he's in talks with possibly taking over that Cowie ride from AC. We also heard that he's talking to a satellite team as well as possibly coming back. Obviously, it's all speculation. We've seen this stuff before, but who knows? So that was some.
What was the
cool
Rockstar
stuff
thing about then? I didn't get that. It's like Rockstar.
I think they just gave him a bike to ride. I mean, he was KTM for a while before he got off, but I think they gave him a bike to see if he likes it. I heard that he was doing a little bit of testing on it. Then I heard he was just kind of riding around. So depends on who you want to believe.
Right.
But that's how it's going. And guys, don't forget, we mentioned a bunch, but if everybody who subscribes to the Moto Academy app gets entered into win AJ's Straight Rhythm, one of a kind, hand-built Italian Honda CR 125. So make sure that you guys go in and subscribe. Also, we have a new live/pod on the app, myself and Jackson. We have no idea what it's called yet. We're calling it the to be named later pod. But it's just gonna be me and him sort of bench racing Sunday nights, talking about all things moto and all things that are not moto, probably everything but dirt bikes up to a certain point. So it's gonna be really cool to just jaw jack with him, and you guys can join on the action inside the Moto Academy app every Sunday for that one. So there's your Moto Academy minute. Not too much going on. I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about ahead of next week for Nashville. So it should be pretty cool. Leatherman, I agree with you. I hope they bring back Straight Rhythm as well. But one thing that you can chime in for this one too, James. When it comes to Straight Rhythm, we've seen them do the 2-stroke deal year after year. Super dope. We love it. What do you think is the next biggest thing that they can do that would draw in some more eyes? What's the new shtick? So it was 2 strokes for a while. Then it was kind of like a vintage throwback theme. What's the next best thing that they can do to kind of brighten rhythm?
We're already in a drag strip format, right? Yeah, you can race, but yes, technically somebody has the fastest lap time. But what about the fastest lap time out of everybody that won? So a bracket on top of that puts people, like, you have a crown of whoever actually is going to win by race, but then who actually wins by lap time, maybe. Because like if somebody messes up, technically that run was bad. But in a drag strip, if your slicks mess up or anything, like that's your time. That's what you ran. You lost the race. But maybe just something to see what people are actually doing lap time, comparing in all these races that they have until they get to the top of the bracket and it's done.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's a little. I agree. Yeah, well,
You
yeah, my spin,
win,
but yeah, I
but
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the time is what
No, I
the time
definitely
factor.
agree.
What
Yeah,
about
let
you?
me know what you guys think in the chat. I wanna hear what you guys. Same deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear what you guys think. We're lining up for SX Futures. Pretty dope. I love seeing the guys out on the track. Obviously, everyone's keeping their eyes on the 300 of
He's
AD
going to Canada.
himself.
Did
We
you
also got
see?
Davies. What's that?
Apparently, he's going to Canada. He's going to race in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot where
Why?
I saw it. I saw it earlier. I got to figure out where I saw it at. It was on IG, I think, or somewhere. I'll find it.
Probably getting his feet wet before going to Pro Nats,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. They were saying that whoever it was saying they talked to his parents, and that's what it was. Something on Twitter, IG. I got to find it, but I saw it earlier today.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised PC would let him do that. That's kind of a departure from
Right.
what most people do.
Right.
But it could be cool. That could do several things. It could get him used to racing with bigger, faster guys, more of a pro series, longer motos. But also that could bring some eyes to the Canadian outdoors.
100%. Yeah.
That's really cool. If they have a PC guy, like a hot little prospect, a la AC, Cochran,
Right.
even Coop when he first went pro, that could throw some eyes.
Right. Man, I got to
That
start
could be
screenshotting stuff.
really cool. Oh man, that's funny. Let's see. Oh, it's Team Steven Racing. Maybe I could be in it this time. I've been having technical difficulties, James, all week with the computers. I don't know what it is, but I was left and right getting kicked out of that last podcast. It was
Yeah, I don't know
crazy.
what was going on.
So
Yeah.
I'll get it together, especially in the app, man. I was all over the place. My Wi-Fi was not liking me. I don't know why, but it just my Wi-Fi wasn't Wi-Fiing.
It was not Wi-Fi.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was bad. We got Drew Adams out front in first, Towers in second, and it looks like Drew is yarding Towers, which is crazy because coming into this season when they announced futures, I obviously everyone knew Adams and Towers and a bunch of other guys would be in this one. Kalana Humphrey, a bunch of other guys. I did not foresee Towers not running away with this thing, especially after he did that Moto Combine where he was just in a league by himself. I thought he'd win everything, but it's really cool to see that when it does come to professional supercross tracks, when you have the lights, the fans, the competition, things aren't always going to go the way you think they're going to go.
Right. Yeah.
It adds some
no
uniqueness
doubt.
and parity to our sport that I really like. So looks like Adams is the guy that is solid right now. So
Right.
I'm pretty I'm pretty stoked to see some battles hopefully forming. It was a little sketchy. I forget where we were, but there was I think it was Towers and somebody else were going back and forth, maybe like A3, A2 or something.
Yeah, it was over like really, really close. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were hucking this one section, but it was like a near death experience every single lap.
Every single time. Yeah. Yeah. But
That was actually pretty gnarly.
That's Anaheim tracks for you, honestly. It's just a triple that you got.
Yeah.
It's just there. Yeah.
Yep. No, for sure. Yeah, that one's always scary. So yeah, these guys are absolutely flying. And it's cool to see them starting out with futures. I will say it was cool when they made them go through Arena Cross because it brought some eyes to Arena Cross.
Yeah,
kind of like what we talked about with Drew going to Canada.
Right.
But it was in my opinion, it was cool doing the Supercross deal because it's almost like a smaller abbreviated track, but it brought eyes to a whole other form of racing. Futures, I do see as a better stepping stone only because you're racing the actual tracks under the lights with a lot of the adrenaline, with a lot of the exposure and stuff. So I do see how it's more of that tried and true stepping stone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a better gap. I mean, the Arena Cross is great too when it was around, but I think this you can't beat it because it's actual experience. And most people, Most people that have done it have gone pro. They've only done it like one season and they turn pro. So
yeah,
it shows it's
no,
at least
definitely.
polishing people to be pro for Supercross on some level.
For sure. And what's crazy is we're seeing a lot of kids too that are coming out and being automatically fast. You know what I mean? Like think about even when James look at Ricky. When Ricky first went pro, I mean, their very first race, their 30th, 32nd or whatever.
Yeah.
Stu's an anomaly, obviously, but like Ricky's first race, I don't think he was top 10. It takes some time, stuff like that. But now we're seeing guys come out of these training facilities and these bigger teams like Star, like PC, like
Right.
Factory Honda, or which was once Geico,
Right.
and they're competitive. Like look at Bennick, look at
Yeah.
Deegan. It's crazy. Even
PC
someone like
doesn't
a
have.
Hammaker.
I was gonna say PC doesn't have too many young people right now, but PC is a good, in history. That's a good team that shows people coming through the ranks and just staying on the team, doing well.
No, definitely, I agree. It's kind of perplexing sometimes when you see that. You're like, holy crap, these guys are actually like kids and they're coming out and they are
Right.
competitive. Like it shows
Right.
the level of our sport and how it's progressing to that next level. It's
Right.
quite crazy, man.
That's like when I was at Daytona watching the futures. I was like, man, at 15, I don't know if I would be ready to jump a Supercross triple. Like I just flat out.
It's wild. It's crazy. Yeah, at 15, AJ and I were doing that stupid stuff, but like looking at it now, I'm like, why was I doing that? I had no business. That was stupid. Like, why would you have to send that triple? What are you thinking?
Doing? Yeah, you didn't calculate anything. Yeah.
I remember there was this one track in New Hampshire, Winchester Speed Park, for the New England guys, and they had this like massive tabletop in the middle. It was 120 feet. You could either like roll it or like jump it in the middle, which is like 40 foot or something. It was just a tabletop that was just really long. So you could kind of land wherever you wanted, really. But it was soft. And one morning it was raining and muddy, and the run up to it was like looked like a mud bog, and there were like super deep ruts.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll just still send it. And like my dad yelled at me after, but I came around the corner, just and sent it, and somehow landed it, and just kept riding off. And my dad was like, why were you doing that? That was the dumbest thing. Like, it's so stupid. For what? Like, it's practice, I was like, oh, I don't know, and just went back about my day, But it's stupid stuff like that, man. I don't know why.
Was anybody else jumping it like that? Or
that
just,
little voice
just
tells you to be safe. Just doesn't, you just don't hear it.
Yeah. Was anybody else jumping it, or was it just you?
No, a couple kids. So I think I was in like youth 250A or something.
Okay.
I think a handful of us were doing it there, and then like some of the pros were doing it, but even some of the pros were like, yeah, what's the point? Like, we'll just wait till they scrape it,
Right.
Probably AJ on his Super Mini or something. Who knows? Did I miss something?
Third place got taken out.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm like, this isn't an LCQ. This is a main.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. I've had that happen a couple times.
Man,
that is heartbreaking.
So what's the thin line like in this type of racing? Like, where's the thin line? Like, that's cool, or is it like if the guy gets hurt, then they come talk to you at your rig? Like, what happens? Like,
if that is for like a first or like a podium, even like I could see that. You don't want to hurt anybody, obviously, but like, running them high. You don't want them to fall either, but it does happen. But like stuff like that, if that's like the last corner before a finish, like, okay. But if you're like fighting for like 9th or something, like, what do you?
Come on,
you couldn't just load me high and then like take off. You already had the line, you had the pass already made. Like, why do you have to knock me down too?
Why? Yeah.
So
Drew Adams put 11th. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say Drew Adams 11, almost 12 seconds on towers. That's insane. As an amateur, like, or almost pro, that's wild.
Wild, yeah, exactly. Plus, when towers, who he's training with, you know what I mean? Like, He's not training with slow guys.
Yeah, no,
So
not
yeah,
one
the whole
bit
thing.
any day. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember
Exactly. So
seeing
yeah, it's
videos of Drew Adams as a kid. He was like an 85 rider. He started up with 450 and went and scrubbed it. And I was just like, like man, like this kid
stupid,
has some
right?
talent. Yeah.
Stupid. These kids are so fast. I saw a video of like, dude, this little girl might have been like 9 years old, scrubbing on a KTM 65, and I'm like, I gotta quit, man. Like,
Back out. Yeah. Go to racing
I'm not a
simulators.
talented rider. I don't have talent.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, like they make it look easy.
Yeah. It's like effortless. Like, you know how pins you got to be on an 85 to scrub it across a big. And
Oh
shout outs
man,
to the parents and the mechanic of that 85 for making sure it's reliable to be able to scrub a huge jump like that. Like,
yeah. It was absolutely crazy, man. It
I
was
mean, whenever the super motocross playoffs, whenever they would have like the one class that would be there, the 65 kids, they were just bombing the doubles. Like they were doing insane stuff on 65s at those supercross, the super motocross playoff rounds.
I saw an arena cross this little electric KTM 50.
Yeah.
This kid was ripping, seat bouncing out of corners, like almost looked like if he really like wanted to, he could blitz the whoops. I was and they weren't little either. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god. And then you start
What's going
watching
on?
like the 65s. I forget which track it was, but yeah, the SMX ones you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
seat bouncing triples.
A
Like
full
getting a little
triple.
saucy over them. Like,
Yeah. When they see it so,
come on.
excuse me, when they see it so much, I guess it's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna make sure I have enough speed. Like being that small, how do you calculate how much speed you need on that little of a bike to just wide open
Exactly.
on a 65?
Exactly. Team Stevens, you got talent, just no style. I like that. And Mike's saying we didn't have Stasics. I agree with Mike. I'm going to blame it on the fact that we
Oh
didn't have
yeah,
Stasics.
balance.
We didn't
Yeah,
have Striders. We didn't have Stasics. So it's not our fault.
the
Let's
Stasics
see.
kids
Metamoto's asking when. Go ahead.
the Stasic kids on Instagram, they're jumping little ramps and everything, like over like
Nuts,
gaps, everything. I'm just like, what? To flat?
bro. Backflipping.
Yeah,
They're backflipping. Come on. It's it's wild.
yeah.
Metamoto saying, when do you think the first drone interference in a race will be? I don't know when, but I know it'll be AJ Catanzaro somehow.
Probably,
That dude will
most likely.
he'll clip the drone and not fall and have like this crazy amazing story and stuff, but I have no idea when that's gonna happen.
Unless somebody does it illegally and because they're doing something wrong goes wrong, and then boom,
Yeah,
no fly
exactly.
zone.
Let's see. The CEO is saying, I think Canada is a good idea. It's not. Let's see. And it's not. Eyes are on him. Now his chance of getting a factory ride for 250 is high. I imagine PC has him signed already. Canada may offer him more money to make. Okay, I see. I see what you're saying. Could be.
Yeah,
Could be making a little bit of a decent check and getting your feet wet kind of deal. I can definitely see that. Let's see. Team Stevens Racing is saying St. Louis Futures was such a hard sale, yard sale maybe, and TV did not do it justice. I agree.
yeah,
That track was rutted like you wouldn't believe. Great dirt, but holy crap, does it
yeah,
get really, really ruddy. Mike McSwain, Blue Groove comes to Supercross 100%. I can definitely see that. Let's see, what else are we saying? I never thought a Monster Girl would get clipped. Did not see that, at least during the race. After the race, maybe that's a whole different story. Let's see. What about the one on 85s that hit the finish line last year? Yeah, that was
yep,
crazy. Absolutely crazy. Webb would hit a drone too, is Mike is saying. So yeah, that's absolutely nuts. So that's pretty cool, man. Love the fact that we got the chat booming in there, guys, sending all your questions. And don't forget, we're gonna do a trivia before we get off on here, and we're also gonna do a trivia inside the app for the mains as well. So you guys get like double chances of winning. So just a shout out. And guys, again, we appreciate you guys tuning in for this and chatting with us, hanging out, allowing us to kind of enter your Supercross watching space. And
right.
we really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget, hit up our sponsors below in the description. We've got a lot of cool things happening. Shout out to our newest sponsor, Phoenix Handlebars. TCE 2024 is a promo code to save. And don't forget, guys, get yourself some Flow Vision goggles, some FXR Moto kit, some EVS stuff, and use a promo code so that you guys can save big time.
What's the next race you're going to be at? Are you waiting until outdoors or?
No, so I'm gonna go to maybe go to Nashville, but I'm locked in for Philly and I'm locked in for Denver. So
Okay,
Denver's a good one. I always love going to that race.
nice.
Philly, I've got family
Yeah.
in the area, so it's cool. Still,
Okay.
Northeast kind of swing. So
Right.
stoked
Yeah.
for that one. I know you went to Daytona, didn't tell me you were going, and we're trying to get you to told you to come out to Texas to see go to Arlington or something, but
Arlington. Yeah.
you and Leatherman,
Daytona
man,
was
let me down in Texas this year.
Daytona is a nostalgic race, man. I've been doing that. That was literally year 14 in a
I
row.
wish you would
So
tell me you were going. Like, it would have been cool,
sorry. Yeah, I'm going next year though.
Okay, now I
Yeah.
know, but yeah, I always love going to these things. Obviously, I'm more of
Yeah.
an East Coast Supercross guy. We do go to the West Coast rounds here and there. Went
I need to
to
go to a
San
West Coast
Diego
round.
this year, see some friends, and also obviously Supercross. But yeah, we're East Coast, man, at heart. I love the East Coast swing of Supercross. It feels
Yeah.
different to me. I don't know what it is. It's like the people, the tracks, the racing action, the stuff to do
Right.
around the area afterward, like to get a bite to eat, at 10 o'clock afterwards and before you go to your hotel. It's like it's a really nice vibe. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like my first Supercross was
So,
Jacksonville. That's where I'm from originally. So like it still was East Coast dirt, but it was just in the Jaguar Stadium. But you had the ruts and
that was a minute
everything.
ago, huh?
Yeah, it was
Jacksonville.
2009. Yeah, Jacksonville. Yeah, it was definitely it. Jacksonville was the first one. Then I started going to Daytona. So, but it's been now that I'm up here in the Midwest, it's been pretty cool to at least experience Indy a couple times, um, and then go to like Red Bud and Ironman. I haven't gone to any other like races out of the ordinary, but I think I'm waiting to outdoors to go to any other races. Spend more time
St. Louis is
riding.
a good one.
Okay.
It's not a far flight for you, or
Yeah,
if
it's
you want to
not.
drive, it's not far.
Yeah.
St. Louis is good. Minneapolis, that one is always fun. It's cold as all heck.
Isn't it
There's no
always
pit.
bad? Yeah, I was about to say.
It's
Terrible weather.
yeah. There's been some years where we had a snowstorm, and after the race, me, AJ, Malcolm Stewart's dad, Big James, and a few other people, we're just helping people get unstuck. We're like pushing cars and doing a bunch of other stuff. It's like going around
Yeah,
town helping
man.
everybody, like because it was like 4 feet of snow, and we had some
Yeah.
of the funnest times. We all got this big Airbnb and had a blast. Another year it was -60, could barely feel ourselves, like our toes and fingers walking out of the place. And Manny
Negative
showed up in
60.
like skinny jeans that were ripped and was trying to be cute. I was like, bro, what are you
No
doing?
fly.
You gotta
Yeah.
wear snow pants, dude. So
Yeah,
yeah,
you
that was
need the
pretty
full
funny.
on
But
North Face. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. So, man. Yeah, there's some good times. That was always good. Detroit's usually pretty good too. That's a good race to go to.
Yeah, Detroit. Yeah.
Lots of fun. Definitely lots of fun. So yeah, there's a bunch you can hit up. You know, definitely some good venues. My favorite, I've had this conversation before. Foxborough is always great. But one that I really like, Indy, St. Louis, Minneapolis, those are fun, man.
Yeah.
Those are really,
Okay.
really love that. Oh, we got Lorenzo Crucio on
Yeah.
here. Yeah, I love that. Our boy Bobble is his mechanic, so
Nice.
shout out to those guys. It's cool to see the different like nationalities in moto, man. Australia,
Yeah.
Venezuela, you know what I mean? Germany. It's super
Right.
cool, man.
I
We
was
get that a
talking
lot
to
for like MX GPs, but not so
right.
much in Supercross. But this is
I was talking
cool.
to a friend. I play on PlayStation. I play Supercross, the game 6 or whatever.
You gotta
Try to
help me get
play it.
set up with the simulator stuff, by the
Yeah,
way.
sure, I can. So I play that like a couple times out the week, just catching up with different friends. And I was talking about how Marv really carved a pathway for a lot of people to come in and at least try it from where he's from. Like VL definitely said this year, Marv helped him out. When you were talking about different nationalities, like that's super cool to have people that have been here doing it and just like, all right, here's the pathway, you know? Like with Australia and stuff, Reed came in and then more people from Australia just kind of started flooding in. So
Yep. Not for
all
sure.
right, here we go.
Ooh.
The serious LCQ now, yeah.
Yeah, you got Yeah, we got to pay attention to this one. People are gonna be all over the place. Let's see. We got Carol. We got Karsten, Marcelisi. Shout out to Luca. Who else we got in here? Talavicchio from the Creo Racing Team. Shout out to Jeff Crutcher and the Creo Racing Team. Those guys are awesome. Man, I tell you, when they do some prep work on the track, they make it look beautiful.
Yeah, they do. This is a pretty tight LCQ awesome, right now.
Yeah, it really is. Not too many separators. It's cool to see again Brighton Carroll up there. If this guy could hold on to a top 4, get a Northeast boy in the main, that'd be dope. It'd be rad. So we got shout out to Bryce Shelley. We just featured Bryce Shelley 2 weeks ago on our What the Pros ride. So if you guys haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit the subscription button because we do some really cool things every single week. We do one of these. We also have different segments, a podcast, What the Pros Ride series, where we bring you through privateer bikes, even some factory bikes. We've done one with Jet's dad, Jet's bike, a bunch of cool one-off builds. So check those out in our YouTube channel. We just showcase Shelly, who rides for the Dirt Bike Depot team. So be sure to check that out. Who just got punted a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say that pass. I don't want to cut you off, but that pass was dirty.
That wasn't friendly.
Yeah.
You can see, James, how the track's kind of breaking down now a little bit. You know, it's kind of forcing these guys to ride a little bit different.
Yeah,
race lines are changing a little bit. Yeah,
everybody's going outside. That wasn't the case always. Yeah.
So James, we talked about tracks a little earlier.
Right.
One thing I want to hear from you is for this track, right, Foxborough. What's one obstacle that you'd want to either add in or maybe take out?
Yeah, I feel like that little switchback turn. I forgot where it's at. I get dizzy with this track. I feel like that's cool because it slows down the pace and you really got to pay attention. But I feel like that could be taken out and it'll probably be a lot more good transition into the next section.
Gotcha. Okay, I could definitely see that. Guys in the chat,
he's on the gas.
Oh, I like how they're kind of jumping into the whoops. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at Carroll. Holy crap!
He went through the blitz. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy is he looks like he's pretty
solid.
Moving. We didn't see him get kicked out or anything. He's still.
He kept it. He still got about
looking solid.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brighton Carroll. This is dope. We got another Northeast guy that's looking to make a run. I will say, dude,
his intensity.
His intensity is dope. I hate his graphics. I don't know what it is. Brighton, I'm a fan, brother, but I don't know why those graphics they irk me like that.
Man.
Oh no, I hope nothing bad happens.
Oh, no. You said his name.
Did we jinx him by talking about him?
I said he was blitzing. That's all I said. You said his name.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Bunny Man, what's going on, brother? What's going on? Bunny Man, the comments, man, it got retracted. I don't do them. There must be like an algorithm thing that can find it. But dude, Bunny Man cracks me up, man. Love seeing him in the chat. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I think I did, man. I think I did jinx him. Oh, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer, man. Oh, that would have been so cool to see. But super dope that Shelly and the DNB Dirt Bike Depot is DBD. Sorry, geez, David. Is out there. Dude, I'm dyslexic and autistic, dude, and ADD all over the place. Like, oh my goodness. But that's super dope, man. And he's kind of a taller kid too. Not as tall as what's his face on the privateer paddock team, but still. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I could do without that little switchback.
Yeah, it's like, man, like it's a little annoying.
Yeah, I think what I would do is either make that section sand and then make the sand section like a huge double or something.
Okay,
or like
I
a
can see
big
that.
table, or like
Yeah.
a big launch table, like a huge
Table,
launcher.
yeah.
That'd be cool. Shout out to Marcelisi up in fourth. That's dope. He was nursing an injury for a little bit. Had a really big get off in Indy, I believe. And he's coming back now on the Tylube Honda team, which, by the way, that bike is awesome. We just did a highlight for what the pros ride. Miller, his teammate, and you guys can watch it on our YouTube channel. And that bike is just absolutely littered with some jewelry. So
I
if
will
you want to
say
find
this
out what's that?
for like when it comes to like we look at bikes, when I go to pro races, if we're talking about that satellite to like privateer range, Honda bikes
Mhm.
always look amazing. Privateer to satellite team, I don't know what it is, but whatever they do with Hondas, they always look amazing to me. And I'm trying not to have bias. It just feels
No.
like they look the best in the pits when it comes to that bubble. Because you only have HRC with
Okay.
the Hondas, but the privateer game,
I will
like
agree.
literally, like I feel like those bikes
Yeah, you
always
can't really
look
find a
good.
bad privateer bike as a Honda.
Nope, not one bit. Because you could do a little bit of
Hmm.
black, a little bit of white, all black, all white, and it
Yep.
still just looks pretty good. Yeah,
Mm.
like you said,
Dang.
not to rag on your guy. You said brighten the graphics. If that was a Honda, it would have just it'll look good. It'd have been prime.
It would have fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there has to be something about that, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
it is a little, it's a little weird. Like the Hondas, I really can't think of a single Honda rider, privateer to satellite, excluding the factory guys, all those bikes look sick, that has
Yeah.
a bad looking Honda.
Right.
Yeah,
We don't see too many Cali
interesting.
privateers, unless it's 450, more 450 Cali than 250. But yeah, like the
Mm.
KTM's, they look kind of the same. You don't the gas they stand out, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
Honda's like the nice satellite team style setup. Those setups always look prime to me, I think.
yeah. Matt
So
is going to spoil something for us at some point because if you're 2 minutes ahead, you're definitely going to spoil something for us. So yeah,
right.
try to. Let's see,
So
Bunny Man. I just got finished clapping cheeks.
wow, he went above and beyond.
Buddy Man's the best, dude. Buddy Man's the best.
So I got a question for you. So like with
Uh-huh.
bikes, you remember when Yamaha came out and it was the whole app thing, right? Now you can do that with a lot more bikes coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that matters to like the average guy that just wants a nice bike? Like, do you think that's worth charging somebody 12 grand for a 250 because you have an app or some fancy tech feature that can track stuff? Like, you think it's worth it?
For the average rider, I'll say no because a lot of people won't use it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think the app integration is cool, but I don't think they'll use it or understand how to use it and what it does to the bike and their riding. I think it's a lot more to it than just like, oh, I want to go as fast as I can. So here's my fast thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's a little bit
Yeah.
more to it than that. But
Tolerances.
somebody like
Yeah.
yourself, like a true like diehard for the sport, I think it makes sense for someone like you that really knows what they're doing, where they can dial in the power to kind of hit in a certain location.
Yeah.
Um, sort of map it to meet your specific needs,
Right.
So in
Yeah.
that regard, so yeah, it's definitely worth it, right? Because you like your bike way different than I like my bike, you know what I mean?
Right.
So 100%, I think it matters for the average rider. I don't think so. It's the same thing that goes
Yeah.
with suspension. Most riders that buy these dirt bikes, they never touch clickers, they never touch sag, they don't do anything. Whereas
Yeah.
my bike setup and your bike setup, they're going to be different, James, because I
Yeah.
wish I was as light as you, brother, but I ain't.
My
So,
bike would
you know what
not
I
go
mean?
forward very well if you sat on it. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, you would hate James. You would hate my bike, but brother, I'm
Oh,
telling
remember
you,
remember
you would
one
not
time
like
we
it.
were together and I sat on it. I was like, man, this is stiff. He was like, yeah, James, I just weigh more. I'm like, man, I can't ride
Yeah,
that.
dude. I realized that my bike was stiff when AJ got on it and was like, "Ooh, this is nice." I'm like, "Okay, there's a problem. There's a
Yeah,
problem.
that's
I got to lose weight."
yeah.
Oh,
All right,
that's
450
funny.
LCQ. The beta, we don't see much. We haven't talked much about that. What do you think about that?
I think the Beta is a cool bike, right? I love that we're having more manufacturers into this professional. So, jeez, I didn't see Cooper's crash like that.
It was to flat, literally.
Dang. Okay. Again, shout out to our boy Jerron Cross on the 8. Is that 848? And Ronnie Stewart's there too. Yeah, it's cool to see the influx of a new manufacturer, which means more eyes, more money. There's more money for the aftermarket guys. It's super cool.
Yeah.
I think they need some more time getting their stuff together, though. You can see guys that are really solid, like world class riders. Like Blows and Colt Nichols. Like, dude was on a factory Honda, super
Right.
dope. Seems like they're struggling with setup. Like they're having maybe a little bit of a hard time when it comes to getting the bike to handle the way that they need it to handle. It could just feel like just a foreign kind of feeling frame, kind of like
Yeah.
when Stu went from Cowie to Yamaha. Remember how much he was like that
Manuel,
2010 year where he was
San
like,
Manuel,
man,
however you
this bike
pronounce
just
it.
feels foreign,
Right.
So I think it's something like that. I think it's taking some time to kind of figure it out a little bit, get it together. But the bike looks cool. Seeing it in person
Yeah.
in Supercross, the bike looks legit.
Yeah.
Um,
They had
but
one
I'd
on
love to
display
see
at
him
Daytona. It
do
was
it.
pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yeah.
I wonder what the difference is between them and Triumph, because Beta has had quite a bit of what is it? Quite a bit of like success. They've been out there for a while,
Yeah.
and off road and trials and all that other stuff. So you'd think they'd come in swinging, whereas
Right.
Triumph, not really known for their off road prowess, and they're like crushing it,
But see,
as much as
here's
you
my
can.
thing. Right. Here's my thing with the Triumph. Bobby Hewitt has built a bike before. That's the difference. That is the
Yeah.
big difference there. And like as an example, I saw on Swell's Instagram this week. I saw. I'm pretty sure you saw it too. I was joking about it, but I saw Mike Brown do like a whole shot with like no gear on. I saw that, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
they're really building up a lot there. They got RC, Mike Brown's in the background clowning around, and then they got Bobby Hewitt. Like I think in about a year or two, they're probably gonna, if not less. I think they got a good package under intent. I just think it's to compare it to Beta. I think they have a lot going forward compared to where it's just like we have a brand and we got two guys riding on it. I'm not inside, so I don't know, but that's
I
just
agree.
what I see. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But yeah, Mike Brown with the disrespectful look
That
over
was
the
disrespect.
look over
Yeah.
That's
In
the
jeans and
only
a hoodie.
what's funny? Yeah, that hoodie. That's just disrespectful. But like a basketball equivalent to like breaking somebody's ankles. I was talking to AJ about this. Is when somebody scrubs by you and underneath you. That is breaking ankles. That is like that happened to AJ one year. I think it was AJ or Jimmy at Englishtown where they were racing Zach Bell, and Bell scrubbed underneath. I think it was their first year in big bikes or super mini or something.
Mm-hmm.
And Bell scrubbed underneath AJ. And I was like, bro, that's disrespectful. You broke your ankles, dude.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. He went right under you.
That's
Los
under
on
you,
the
dude.
gas
That's
here.
you can't come back from that.
Los is looking pretty good as we talk about
that
Beta.
was hilarious. Yeah, shout out to Benny Block. Look at him. I think Simonson, this might be his first ride. No, not his first ride. Sorry. Yeah, he's on Rock River. Yeah, not his first ride, but he's fairly new to the team. So super cool. And I heard he might be making a switch to a team that currently works with the Collective Experience. So that could be cool to see Simonson rock the Collective Experience logo next year, or maybe even for outdoors. So just
got to give you your props, man. I remember when I met you at first, like I didn't see it. I saw Collective Experience on your bike, but now I'm seeing it on other bikes. I'm like, Dave is moving up in the world, man.
I'm trying, man. It's so dang difficult.
Yeah.
It's hard. Whenever you're a non-pro rider trying to do something in Supercross and motocross, it's hard.
Yeah.
It is different. It's difficult, man. When people like know you as a good rider, like that's cool, but good Lord, if you're not, it's difficult, man.
Master Pool.
Let's see. Bobby saying, talking about shitty graphics, you see Bloss. Mike McSwain is saying, is Master Pool on the Partzilla team? No, he's not. He is on, I think it's a 2 or 3 man team, HRP or something, I think.
Yeah.
Or HIP, I can't remember. But they
like
pit next to the Partzilla guys. But yeah, I don't think they're part. I think they were talking to each other a little bit when you were there, Mike and Andrew. You guys were at St. Louis. I think they're they might work something out because I think they could do right by Masterpool for sure.
Little battle here between Cooper and Simonson for the time being.
And the CEO's asking about Zach Bell talking, blast from the past, but I think the pressures and like the injuries were kind of getting to him. Like GNCC just seemed like it was a better fit, I think, for him. He can kind of take his time racing, but I think he had a tough time with like injuries and like the pace. I think he could never like heal. And it might have been like a endurance thing too, with like an
Zero for Geico Honda, didn't he?
Yeah. He came out swinging. Remember, I forget what year it was, but I know, Pat. I know you know. But it was what was it? It was Indy or something. This guy scrubbed up a triple face and caught his foot and went straight from like 30 feet in the air straight to his head, and they let him race right after. Dude had like dilated pupils, and I'm like, get this dude off the track. It was wild.
Yeah.
I can't believe they let the dude race.
Hey,
yeah, that was a little jarring.
Medical crew.
Yeah, that was a little jarring. They were like, oh, he has a new 6D helmet, so he's solid. And I was like, all right, cool. Went out and bought a 6D like the next day.
Yeah. So that's one thing. I know when I bought my first set of gear, speaking of gear, I don't know if I'm gonna go 6D, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get myself a new lid that's like a higher standard shell, just because I know I want to go a little bit faster. So like the one I have now is a fly helmet, because that's what I started with, fly gear, and it's MIPS rated or whatever. But I want to get a higher end helmet for sure. My boots are fine, but I definitely want to get a more higher end helmet.
I'd say go for a solid chest protector and a solid helmet. Like boots.
Yeah.
If you're on A-Star, because you have A-Stars now, right?
Yeah, Tech 7s. Yeah.
Yeah. You're solid, but yeah, grab a 60. You use my promo code.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been looking at this different colors and stuff. Yeah.
Do that, and grab a set of gear, and you'll be solid. But you can get let's see, what did the shrouds say? I'm looking at the shrouds like Mike was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. A little bit of rubbing his racing right there.
Yeah, that was a fair LCQ pass for the last lap. I think that was fair. Excuse me.
Yeah, he's not with the PRMX guys yet. But I think they've been talking for sure.
He boner air the
look at Blanc out there on that beta. That's gonna be a cool confidence boost for him too.
Yeah.
Air wheelie.
No, I mean breaking history, man. Putting those bikes, the Triumph. Speaking of the Triumph again, Evan Ferry didn't race this weekend. Did you catch up on what happened or anything? I didn't look into it. Is he still okay? I saw Paul tweet about it, but that was all I saw.
He raced after that first crash in Detroit, right? Because Detroit was that was round 1, right?
Right. Yeah.
Did he race after that?
I don't think so. No. Swole has been holding it down for a while, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty, because there was one race where Swole got punted really, really bad. That was the only time that it was a left-hander. And I remember that race. Yeah, and I don't think Ferry was racing that one, and that was already well past Ferry getting hurt this season earlier. So yeah.
Yeah.
But the 450 coming next year is going to be nice. I think that'll be pretty cool from Triumph.
No, for sure. Definitely. Metamoto saying boots are the second most important piece of gear, helmets first.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I'm trying to get out of my Alpine Stars now, man. I want the new the Garnets.
I thought about that.
Yeah. A-Star sent me the Tech 10s a couple years ago, and I like them and stuff, but like, I don't know, man. I gotta go Garnet.
Is it the boot that you don't like with the Tech 10s, like the booty thing, like the footy, or
the booty? It feels numb. Like I can't feel like what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and like it takes so long to break in. Like it takes forever
because it's fresh material all the way around. Yeah, you got to break the boot out and then that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Can you walk around the booty in the house?
So I need to do something. I don't know if Mary will let me, but she don't like the moto stuff in the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going there. Let's see. Team Stevens is saying, should 350s be made by the other manufacturers? 1000%.
Yeah, I do. I
I
think
think
because
so.
a lot of the time I see people get a 450 and I'm like, man, I wouldn't go near a 450. Like I just,
Hmm.
but I think also it gives people a gap. Excuse me, it gives people a gap because 250. All right, you got the price range around like 9-10 grand, and you go 450, and it's like, hey, 12 and a half. Like, so the
Yeah.
350 kind of gives you price range, and you can do open racing and still have fun with it, I guess.
Yeah, I think so too. Like to me, it's just a better option. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be solid. Let's see. He's also asking, who do you think is our guess for who's gonna be the next manufacturer to pop into moto or into dirt bikes rather?
Yeah. Ooh.
Mercedes.
A Mercedes. That thing would be $25,000
I know, you know who would
easily.
have one though, right?
Who?
Two people, AJ and Manny.
Definitely true. I can see that.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. A Mercedes. I was gonna say Aprilia. An Aprilia, that would be pretty.
Ooh,
That'd be pretty
that could
cool.
be cool. And a little
Yeah,
Aprilia,
yeah, they sound
that
pretty
would be
good.
solid.
Aprilia, however you pronounce it. Yeah, I'm not a big street bike savvy person, so forgive me.
I
But yeah,
wasn't until a couple years ago when I started doing some like road racing stuff.
yeah,
And good lord, I am not good at that.
yeah,
Let's see. Team Stevens is saying Harley. I will be honest with you. Nope. Won't be Harley. They are not trying to get into moto. I worked there for 7 years. I was working there when I met you, James,
yep,
and I was pleading for them to let me come out with a dirt bike. Like let me just like do like a off the like a skunk works whatever with my team, and
yeah,
yeah, I don't think so. So I don't think it's gonna be a thing. Would be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah,
Let's see who remembers the Aprilia 2-cylinder 450. That was weird. I think that one was supposed to debut for MXGP or something over in Europe, and it was really weird. Meta
yeah.
saying a Kia 450. That would be
Kia.
cool. Toyota 450. That'd be hilarious.
That'll
Oh,
probably be
that's
the
too
most
funny.
reliable bike. 100
Oh,
hours
that's
per oil
hilarious.
change.
Oh my goodness, that is funny. Guys, we appreciate you guys tuning in for this one. Don't forget, if you want to attend the races with us, if you want to go behind the scenes, get some all access passes, hang out with one of the coolest teams in the pits, you take your pick, whatever you want that to be. Hit up thecollectivexp.com, guys. We are here to help bring you into the sport like never before. We've got an amazing VIP experience program where we treat you like gold with a variety of different teams to pick from. It's not just a meet and greet. The proceeds that we raise goes towards the privateer teams that help us and that we help us as well. And you guys get a chance to feel like family, and it goes longer than just the day at the races. You're making connections. You're meeting people. You're getting some people are even getting sponsorship deals out of it. And it all goes to a great place for the same amount of price that you pay for a regular ticket. Join the collective, hang out with us. We'll hook you up. We get you connections. Our internship program has yielded incredible results for our interns. They've got gigs working with like James Stewart, AC, training facilities, different teams, gear deals, gear companies, you name it. We've got interns all over the place. Over 80% get the gig of their dreams. Check it out. Talk to some of our alumni. They absolutely love it. And again, our proceeds go to the privateers. We want to hook you up and make your dreams come true in the industry. TheCollectiveXP.com, at the Collective EX on Instagram. Use the promo code the Moto Academy to save. If you're going to attend the race anyway, might as well do it with us and might as well put it towards something really cool. We can make your dreams come true. Check out thecollectivexp.com. Guys, hit up our sponsors below: FXR Gear, Flow Vision Goggles, EVS, Overshare Advice and Planning, Speed and Sport, Phoenix Handlebars, and the rest. Use the promo codes below to save. This one's been fun. We're going to do the mains over on the Moto Academy app. James, are you on the app yet?
I got to check. I might be. It's been a while since I've actually tuned in, so I got to check and see if I'm still
Subscribe
subscribed.
and get entered to win that 125. And at least you can use that money, flip that bike, use the money to buy your 350. that new KTM.
New KTM,
And
yeah.
then yeah, make sure you guys are checking out all of our cool sponsors. We're gonna show the mains. Bring this right over to the Moto Academy app. So make sure that you guys sign up. We appreciate you guys hopping. Look at that, dude. Ray is in the chat. What's going on, Ray? Make sure that you guys are tuning into everything the Moto Academy, and we're going to continue to keep putting out stellar content for you guys. James, it's been awesome. If you
Yes, sir.
if you're in the app, I'll see you over on the app side. Guys, give us a little bit of a break, and then we're going to hop in right before the mains over on the Moto Academy app. So thank you guys for viewing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the awesome chat. We appreciate it, guys. If you're not again in the app, hop over. But we will see you on the next one. I believe it's going to be maybe the last round, maybe next week. I'm not sure, but stay tuned. Check us out. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Send this to friends. Hit the notification bell. We want to get our follower count up. We want to keep being able to do this for you guys. So hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to let us know what you think. James, it's been fun. We'll see you over in the app. And guys, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Take it easy.
All right, brother.
Peace.